Let's talk about this little chart. I want to make sure to bring it up on my phone so I have the exact stuff in front of me because the Coyotes very much seem to be selling surprisingly well so far. So I know we talked about it last episode. My wife got an email from the Coyotes for season tickets, clicked on the link, and the glass season tickets, so let's say there are 100 glass seats, they hold at least 50 of them for a season, however many for single game, however many for half season. All right, that is what they sold. They were already sold out of the glass season tickets. There are, even as of right now, no sponsor. There are still some tickets available for partial season. But now the goal line, the goal line tickets, full season sold out. The Den, the cheapest one available, which means I am priced out of season tickets. The Den, both half and full season, completely sold out, and they've been on the market for about a month, right? And the amount of times I've had out-of-towners, even people I like a person that runs another podcast, I like the guy, but he keeps trying to give me some garbage for the Coyotes' insane ticket prices because they're cheaper in St. Louis. I'm like, yeah, but we're at or a little bit above league average. That means St. Louis has to be below league average. That's how that works. But he's like, oh, they're really going to sell those tickets. They're not going to sell this building out. All the Canadians being like, they're not going to sell this building out. Well, this is not a confirmation they will. They need to. I completely agree with the contrarians. If there are empty seats, minus like one or two here or there, people don't show up, people reschedule. As long as those tickets are sold, they need to fill that building every single night because when you have 4,700 seats, which I believe was finalized about a month ago.
What are you talking about, the 35?
Seats, there's 3 seats. There are three giant chairs.
It's actually just 5 bleachers.
But when you're working with such a small number of seats, they need to sell that out. I will not make excuses if they do not sell that out. However, I was shocked within like 2 weeks the season glass seats were sold out. I did not believe my wife. I did not feel like double checking that, which is why I said allegedly last week, like reportedly, because I had this little bit of anxiety in me. I did not want to confirm that. Not mainly because I didn't think it was true. Not that I think my wife's a liar, but I thought she lied to me. But the fact that they have sold out 4 different tiers, 2 half season and 2 full season. 3 full season, 1 half season, excuse me. That they've already sold that much out. I'm not surprised by the cheapest tickets. They're not cheap, but obviously I'm not surprised by that. Those would be the first if someone's like, hey, can we swing it? Or I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. But the fact that the glass seats were the first to go, the fact that there are 3 separate sections that are completely sold out, like, different tiers.
And we're a month and a half in the off season.
It shows. And I said it, and it was mainly because I know it's true, but also because I wanted it to be more true than I believed it. More money than sense in the East Valley. More people that are willing to spend that money because it's only a 20-minute drive, or I can hop on the light rail, saves me gas, or whatever. It's already selling that well. So if you put a 16,000-seat arena there, I have no issues saying that, hey, you know how they were terrible last year and averaged just under 12K? They're probably going to average at least 13 to 15. They will average damn near a sellout as long as they are competitive when that new arena is built. I have no reservations.
If they're competitive that first season, I think they could easily sell 15 consistently out of the 16,000. Something I was going to say about our tickets as well. They went up in price. They also went up. They went up.
Again?
They went up. The people who locked in those prices have to deal with it going up. So, I'm just saying.
Because supply, demand, and the supply
it's a little
is surprisingly quickly going.
Yeah, it's a little scummy. You're like, oh, wow, you locked in and then they went up on you. Supply and demand.
But the people that already locked in, they got their cheaper prices. It's the people that are now trying to shop for it. But at the same time, that is how supply and demand works. And if the demand is not there over the next month, they'll go back down. That's how it works. I'm not surprised by that. I don't even think that's scummy. I think that's just logical because anytime... Let's take a video game, for example. If a video game... the price on eBay is $5, 10 copies sell. All of a sudden, since there's demand there, the prices go up. And then once... let's say that $5 game is now 10, no one's buying it at 10 because it's only worth 5 to 7. The demand will go away, price goes back down, they buy accordingly. The equilibrium or whatever it's called for the supply and demand curve, they'll be fine. I'm
Yep.
still I'm in utter awe that a month and we have four different tiers sold out. Four.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. Part of me thinks I'm being punked, but like, obviously, no matter what, like, let's take me cheering for the Suns. I had no doubts they were going to win the championship this year. I had no doubts the Coyotes are going to sell it out. But I could still be proven wrong. And then when you're not, or when things are looking really good, I'm like, we don't get wins like this. I don't understand, but I'm gonna run with it anyway because you're more intelligent than me when it comes to this. Can you please put this into context, perspective, and words that just truthfully give it the value that we're seeing right now out of this?
Well, it just shows that hockey does belong in the desert, and I've had to argue this with Canadians on Twitter before. There's a reason why when you go to try to sign your children up to play hockey here in the desert, those programs are sold out within 4 minutes. That's not a joke. That's not me exaggerating. They're literally sold out within 4 minutes. You're talking about programs 5 years ago that would take a week to sell out are selling out in 4 minutes. Unfortunately, the way our capitalistic society is working, the wealth inequality is getting more and more significant, which is sad to see. As a middle class person myself, I don't want to see people left behind. I'd like us to all be smushed into the middle class, but it is what it is. And as people have more and more play money, you're just going to see this. You're going to see more and more people just blow their money on whatever they want because, Joe Schmo, who is making $80K a year, is now making $140K a year. Like, he's gonna have the money to spend on all these tickets, and it's good. It's sad to see that the lower income people are going to suffer, but it is it's good for business, I should say. As a capitalist, it's good for business.
And also, my wife used to work at the ice den in Peoria or Surprise. I think it's technically on the Peoria side of that. I always get those cities confused. But there was always hockey tournaments. There's out of state from like Las Vegas, California, whatever, coming here to play their tournament games, coming here to play. And they would turn out and always be large. And there's five ice dens that all have the exact same thing of different levels of competition every single day. They're obviously not tournaments every single day, but like teams occupy those buildings and they are playing and they are practicing, and then you have adult leagues and then the free ice time, and it's always like it's pretty busy. I remember when I was growing up, my dad couldn't afford to get me into hockey. He actually ended up, it's like this Coyotes like program or whatever for my birthday. It's like $100 and I got all the equipment and everything. But then he would take me to go do stick time at the ice den, at that same ice den I was just talking about, and I remember it would be a pretty good crowd, pretty sizable, but not like amazing for stick time. So you still had some room to work with. It's gotten busier and busier, and the amount of people with full hockey equipment, there are more and more. And hockey equipment has not gotten any cheaper in the years since then. It just shows that the market is growing. The money is here. People are getting more into it, and it works. It plain and simply works. I'm always anywhere between. I grew up in a trailer as a kid, so between lower and lower middle class. So I know what it's like to not be able to afford like those niceties. But the fact is, there's more than enough people that support hockey here, and it's a good market. And then just obviously the more money goes in to any city or whatever, the better things should get theoretically for everyone with money and taxes and whatnot. Too bad they never actually go where it should. But that's my last political statement.
Yeah, well,
you
that's
can edit that out if you want to.
No. That's actually a great point, though. Like, a lot of people are going to get mad at the ownership group about, why are they getting tax breaks when I don't? It's because those billionaires know where their tax money goes. It gets lit on fire. That's why they'd rather take that money and put it to something more productive, whether it's their own business or it's helping out the community with the foundation, the Coyotes Foundation, improving the light rail system, spending that money into the pool for low-income housing. They'd rather put that money directly into the bucket versus handing their money to the government to pray that they don't go, all right, does this match work? All right, does this match work? All right, does this match work? haha, I lit it on fire. You know, like that's why these really rich people, they have loopholes with their taxes and things like that because they'd rather put that money into something much more productive for the community and themselves.